Hello, welcome to Tasty Classics. I'm Ben, and beside me here is a Doom Blue 1976 Volkswagen Beetle 1200 that has been parked up in a yard since 2008. It's got no keys, I've got no logbook, I've got no paperwork, I don't know anything about it. I don't know if it's got an engine underneath that flap at the back there where they keep the engines on these Beetles. I don't know, but we're going to find out together as I attempt to get this thing back up and running and driving once again by the end of this video. Do you reckon we're going to do it? Yeah, it's a Beetle, surely. So you can see here, it's got buds written on the window because that's what I was smoking when I decided to buy this car without seeing it. I've always wanted to do a Beetle on the channel, and this certainly is one. Although I did buy it completely without seeing it, and now I am slightly regretting it. This bit's all smashy. The tyres have certainly had a hard life. This one here, I've tried, but it won't hold any air. I can see a brake drum under there as well, so that's good. I don't know what it's like underneath, but we are going to have a bit of a look at how bad this thing is rust-wise and stuff before I start pumping any money into it. Because I do really want to own a Beetle, but is it this one? Maybe, maybe not. It depends how this video goes. This side's much better. Much better. These tyres have stayed up. We had to put air in these to get it off the transporter, and they have stayed up. I have noticed, though, there is some sort of nature's weight saving going on there. And, you know, there's a few dents in this bit here and stuff. These bits don't look too bad, but it's underneath there that might be the issue. I don't mind the patina and stuff on it. I mean, it's not completely rotten there. I don't mind that so much. It's not too bad, is it? All the glass is there and intact. I mean, yeah, they're a little bit rough. 09 is the end of the tax there. So yeah, 16 years off the road. You know, the front of it doesn't look too bad, does it? Opa. So this could be like the Grandad. We could call it the Grandad. Opa is German for Grandad. Doesn't that light look nice? That bezel and everything, that's brand new. I don't know what all this is all over it. Bit of a shame, but it's all to do with the patina. Nothing's rotted through though, doesn't look too bad. That there is, you know, worrying, but you can see this bit hasn't been dented along there, so you could do some body work. I'm sure you could. There is, you know, there's potential there, isn't there? What's sort of lurking behind? These are just, you know, side steps. You buy these separately and sort of bolt them on, but that doesn't look too bad in there. Oh, that's fine. That's all good. It's about 3 degrees here at the moment as well. I'm absolutely frozen to death, hence this like life jacket thing that I'm wearing. It is so cold. But the positive news is, by the end of this video, not only do I want to get this thing running and driving, but apparently we might be into double figures temperature-wise. And if that's like that for the year now, we've done with the cold weather, please, that would be so good. Because it is a little bit chilly, okay? Makes this thing very difficult to work on these cars. So how much have I spent on my blue Volkswagen Beetle that doesn't run, hasn't moved in 16 years, and hasn't got any paperwork, hasn't got any keys? Well, £1,250 in total, which isn't crazy, because it's not too bad, right? It included delivery, so delivery was about 500 quid because it was right the way down south, and I'm too busy doing TR72 and other things like that to be driving all over the UK picking up cars. So delivered 1,250 quid, which is not bad. Okay, but we're going to try and keep a bit of a track on spend in this video, and I want to see what it's going to cost me at the end to hopefully get a running and driving Beetle. I am interested to know what the car's like sort of rust-wise, really. And by the end of the day today, I need to make this thing a roller, and all the tyres, it will go flat. On that side, they will go flat as well. So by the end of the day today, we'll get all the wheels off where it sits now, and we'll put them in the back of the truck, and we'll go and get some tyres on them, so at least I can make it roller. And while they're off, we can have a good look into all of the wheel arches and see exactly what's going on. See how bad this thing is. Because, I mean, on first impression, it doesn't look too bad. I have seen much, much, much worse. And I think that's what kind of drew me to this car, you know. You can't turn the steering locks on, which is a bit of a pain, so it can't move. Getting it driving it around, it's a problem. You can get ignition barrel kits and stuff for it, so I'll have to get one of those. But first of all, I would like to explore the inside of the car and have a proper look in the engine bay as well, and see what's actually going on with that engine, see if it looks like it's going to survive, or if I need to buy anything for it, or if we can just, fresh fuel in a battery and kind of wake it up. Look at those seals on there, look at that. Could do with that replacing, couldn't it? That door is very stiff. I don't want to break it. Fixed. Oh no, broke again. Fixed. Okay, maybe need one of those. Okay, get a bit of air circulating. Nice. Bit of green, just how we like it. Oh wow! Disgusting mouse house. Oh god, there is a smell of life as well at some point. Smell of lovely cheese grommet. Oh god. Oh good lord, look at that. Why did I pull that seatbelt up then? Oh good lord. That's absolutely hacking, so maybe a new set of seatbelts as well. Oh, rough as. Now, what's underneath there? I'm kind of like really sort of hoping that I just spot some keys somewhere. It's missing a sun visor, it's got a hole in the headliner there, but the headline doesn't look too bad. It looks worse in the back over there. But yeah, that's a bit frustrating, isn't it? Bit of a problem. Okay, guess we're leaving that like that then. What flavour was that? Fudge brownie, nice. What's that doing there, I wonder? Why is that attached to that? Okay. Oh. Oh my god. Right, let me just go and get some... Oh my god. That door is solid. I don't want to snap anything or do any damage or break anything. That door feels fine now. I like Volkswagens. I've always liked Volkswagens. I used to work for Volkswagen. I worked for Volkswagen for almost 7 years. I am partial to the Volkswagen. And obviously this is the car that sort of made Volkswagen what they are. Heard the designer of it, or the guy that sort of pushed for it to be built, was a bit of a dick. But apart from that, I think they're good cars. Oh. That is solid. Those hinges are completely solid. But they have moved. Hopefully that soaks in a bit, that oil. The floor looks raised. Why? Why is the floor raised? Don't think that's going to work anymore. Shame about that massive hole in the driver's seat, because the interior doesn't actually look that bad apart from that. You know, door cards and stuff. I mean, I like the orange as well. It's a bit annoying. I wonder if I get that repaired. Something close over that would be close enough to the orange, because these are all fine, aren't they? But maybe you get the two backs of these done in a orangey colour. Again, if I were, going to keep it, but looking at that. Saying that, it's actually solid. Didn't move when I booted it then. Looks like it's been picked up by a forklift or something. Oh, there's a rolly paper. Evidence. Yeah, what's in the back there? Don't want to climb in. Oh, wow. What is that? Treasure. Is that treasure? See, there's a Trinidad and Tobago sticker on the back, and it's always a Caribbean carnival. Smokey Joe something, don't know. And is that Arsenal? Cool. I like it a lot. That Trinidad and Tobago is very cool. That can stay. Right, we're gonna go in. Okay. Please, nothing try and eat me. Spiders. It's been sat for 16 years. Oh god. Trapped. Okay. So it's a shame about that bit there, but they look like it's separate enough. Can I pull this down? Headphones. How do you release these? Oh, I thought it was half a joint then. Nice. I'm just waiting for like a mouse to run out, though. That's the problem. That's a worrying thing. They'll go again. Nice set of Sony cans. Oh, it's a big tissue box of some description. Buried treasure. And a seat back. Nothing too important in there though. Get out! I'm not going to sort of in any way profile any previous owners of this car, but I can see the sort of Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago stickers, you know, and then you've got a few other things in the car that sort of go, there's a Rizzler paper down there, you know. So let's see how many ends of joints we can find in this car by the end of this video. So far we're on 2, that's pretty cool. And we could maybe put them all together and make one joint out of all the dog ends. Not that I've ever done that before. I've got to look in everything because I need my screwdriver. My hands are too cold. Got to look in everything because I want to try and find keys. I've only put gloves on because my hands are cold, not because it's full of joints. They're not joints, they're actual cigs. But yeah, no keys in there. What else have we got? Map number 2. Large Rizzler on that one. They're for lorry drivers, those Rizzlers, so they don't have to make cigarettes as often. They can just make long ones. If you didn't know that. Oh. Could possibly put that through the washing machine, but it is pretty dead. I think you can just buy new ones of those fairly inexpensively. Oh, that's another joint there. Pretty cool. Oh, floor doesn't look too bad. That actually forms part of the carpet, that part of the floor, so I better keep that separate. And that's, oh, cool. That'll sit on there. Oh. It's got the pattern for the gears. Do I dare have a go? I mean, it seems to be doing something. Not sure what. Pedals look like they're in the up position. Look at these cables here. That's the ignition cable there for the barrel. That's quite good, so we could possibly just bridge that. It's already been taken off for us, so we can see if it goes. We've got in life before we have to spend money. Unity, peace, love. A lot of time for that. That's what we need more of in the world, isn't it? I mean, that floor's really good. Can I get past? Don't want to unglue everything. Oh wow, okay. That's not bad, you know. And the dash there looks pretty good. You can see the floor has definitely been pushed up. I don't know how well you can see that on the camera, but it's been bent up there. Wonder why. Oh, pineapple. Taste of the cat. I'm trying to avoid doing a Jamaican accent while I'm reading these things, but I might slip up soon and start doing one. A little booster seats, another joint down there, just by Wallace's face. Or is that Grommet's face? Sorry, Grommet's face. Big Whistler. That's quite wet, all of that, which is not really what you want to see, is it? You want to see a bit of dryness. Just desperate to hear the jangling of keys. And this again, part of the floor. Let's get it out. Let's see what this floor's all about. We've got a little hole there. That's just a tiny little hole, just needs a little patch. That's fine. That's all right. That's not too bad. Lots of spiders' webs. What are we on? So, 48,000 miles. Genuine or not, who knows? But it does look complete. Just, yeah, not another joint hiding behind there. We're on about 9 so far. Look at that, great. Ah. So, yeah, fuses there. Okay. Yeah, you've got to get into that, you've got to get the steering wheel off and get all sorts of other stuff off, so we can do that. Now, I like to think I know a little bit about cars, and one of those things I know about cars is that sometimes hammering a screwdriver into an ignition does make it turn. I've just tried that, it didn't. Sometimes it does though. We need to see if we can get into this flap at the front. Now, I don't know why, but that's not doing anything when I try and get in there. The button at the bottom, it's no work, nothing's working. It's been sat for a long time. So I don't know how I'm going to get in there, but I have got a hammer and a screwdriver, which I already had for something else. The button just doesn't want to press in, no matter how hard I hit it. That usually works, I don't know what to do now. Oh. Well, it's completely sealed shut. Doesn't help that I can't feel my hands at all. If all else fails, we could just simply give up. That's fine. This one, there's evidence that this has been absolutely obliterated in the past by someone attempting to get into this. Come on, Grandad. This car is like sealed up tighter than a duck's arse in cold water. I can't, nothing's working. To stand any chance of this thing running, we probably do need to get into the engine bay. Keep trying, don't give up. How do locksmiths do it? I gave up on the bonnet because it was filling me full of depression, and I still can't do it. But then I thought, what about in here? Is there like a pull latch or something for the front one? Because there's no lock on the front. So how do you get in there? Anyway, I saw this and I played with it. And I don't think it's done anything though. But I moved this to the side, like so, and it opened. And that has not been open for a very long time. And that, you can see, is all very rusty and sad. But yeah, that was the button, was just not doing anything, so I need to grease everything up to the max. But yeah, I wonder if we've got anything exciting in here. London Underground, sick. I imagine it's London Underground. I don't know what other underground it could be. Going underground, going underground. Da, 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 da. Cool. More speaker wires and stuff, as per the front. There's a lot of stuff in this car. That seems to be the best way of doing that. How to get into the bonnet. Ugh. Oh, fuel tank. Fuel tank looks nice. Good access to that there as well. Look at all that. Looks pretty decent, doesn't it? But yeah, decent access to that there. case we need to. Oh my god, that's like £1. Hell yes. That's so good. This car cost me £1,249. So that is stereo wiring. That's all stereo wiring. Why is the stereo wiring here? So that's directly the back of the dashboard there. So that obviously goes through the dash. It's supposed to anyway, but there's lots of wires that you don't need that would have been from a sound system at some point. There's like the aerial and things there. What have we got there? Brake fluid or something. I don't know, washer jet fluid, but no keys. Well, that needs a proper good clean out, doesn't it? See, some nice Kenwoods installed there. A couple of decent speakers. You can see right into the right to where the stereo should be there. All looks pretty straight. Down there is an area where Beetles do go. So can I easily get into that? Let's have a look. How would you do this on the side of the road? Ow! Get that out of the way. So yeah, very commonplace for sort of rotting out on Beetles. And there's a little bit there, and you can see how that's more not like that than that. Had a bit of a tuck at some point, but the front end seems to look pretty straight, which is weird, isn't it? Another joint. Hey, cool. Well, I had a little fish and there's no keys still, but I'm glad we got the front open, the front boot open. I'm going to spend the rest of my life just trying to get into this bonnet here. I don't think I can go from underneath, can I? No, I can't. There's a big blanking plate in the way. I can't get into it. Bear with me. I'll let you know if there's any sort of developments. Persistence is key, yeah? Just got to keep trying with things sometimes. It's just totally goosed. Just more hammering, more drilling, and it worked. Anyway, that looks like a completely complete engine. Full of cobwebs and spider's webs, but a completely complete engine. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the hoover, and I'm just going to hoover up all this metal, and I'm going to put it in a jar, and I'm going to go and weigh it in. And I'm also going to hoover a lot of the cobwebs from the rest of the car, so it's just a little bit nicer to work on. Shall I try and turn it over? I'm rushing ahead. I want to try and turn it over. Let me try and turn it over. I think the easiest way to do it is just to get a little wrench on the bottom pulley down there. Right, so this is the Turn Over You Bastard 9000, and let's see if we can make anything move. Oh, you dreamboat! Probably feels a little bit looser than I'd like, to be honest. No compression. No, it's fine. But that feels nice. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited. We've got access to all of the car, and I'm excited. Are you excited? Right, let me just hoover everything out, and then we'll get a battery and we'll do some cool stuff like that. This is so cool. I'm just going to put a battery on it and crank it over and see what happens. Is there a fuel filter? Oh, I can see a fuel filter as well. It's hiding well behind everything. But there is a fuel filter there, so we could tap directly into that. Fuel pumps there. These are really cool. This will drive with no issues whatsoever now. I'm just going to put a battery on it, put some fuel in it, and we can go to the shops. Oh, that is thick and black. That is desperate for an oil change, which we're not going to do. Not until we hear it bark off, and then we will, but that's pretty good. What about in here? Oh, it's wet and oily and very bad condition throughout. It's got points on it and everything. Okay, I mean, that is what it is. We'll just check for a spark. It'll probably work with a few rotations. That's alternator there. Everything's good. Okay. What about this in here? Oh, tidy. What we might do is leave this off, or at least open. That air filter doesn't look too bad at all. Because what we could do is potentially chuck a bit of easy start in there when the time arises. But yeah, it doesn't look in bad nick. I love cars that have just been parked up and left and not been messed about with. That is my favourite thing to work on. I prefer it when... Oh, that's what that pipe's for. Oh well. But yeah, I just prefer it to work on stuff like that. I really do. I really do. I think this is great. Going to have so much fun together. And again, engine bay wise, it's all nice. It's not bad. God, I hope this engine's sweet as that. If it is, it's got to be worth saving. Low mileage and stuff, if the mileage is genuine, but who knows. Is the carb free? If you're wondering where the batteries are on these things, then so am I. I think they're in underneath this, but how do you get this up? Just pull it out the way, dear. How do you... Come out easier than this. Okay. Oh, it's got a battery in it. Very nice. Oh, okay. And a car mat there just to probably stop the battery, stop your bum sitting on the battery. There's a jack down there. No keys down there, is there? 9 Broomheld, no keys. Seat belts. That's a bit crusty there, but... Oh, it's a bit soft maybe, is it? Not bad though, not bad. Nice chunky earth wire there. And the positive doesn't look too bad at all. Oh, it's loose as well. That looks like it wants plugging into that, doesn't it? I'd imagine. Let's just do that. Ugh. A bit wet down there, but it's not gone through yet. Does look like it's on its way to going through though, so that's the amp cable. Don't need that, but we'll leave it on. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay. It's what it's like underneath in the heater channels and stuff, though, is going to be the question. But we can chuck a battery in that with confidence, I think, now. Seatbelts in the back. Bloody hell. No expense spared on this particular model. I've got a battery that is charged in preparation. And my plan is to put that battery on, stick a screwdriver, well, maybe not a screwdriver, but I was going to try and get the cap off and plug it back in, and we could just turn the cap. I'm going to need to take that off anyway, but I just want to play with the car more first, because that'll take me ages. Big thick wires, so we need to bridge those. So I'll make something. We'll try and get the ignition to come on and see if we can fire a start motor into life. Is it going to set on fire? It might do. It might do, to be fair. Because there's lots of kindling everywhere by the looks of it. That looks like it could be more tighter, couldn't it? Yeah. Any difference at all? Nope. Okay, and the battery is connected to the car. Seems to be okay. We do have a bulb. Is that 2? Oh my god, we've got 2 rear lights. Okay, she's practically ready for an MOT. Headlights. She's got fire in her eyes. Right, okay. Let's make a little bridging thing. Just noticed the number plate light's working as well. Pass. Thankfully it doesn't need an MOT though. But let's put those in. So I've got these. I don't know if this is going to work, if they're going to be too big or not, but let's have a little look. So the idea is we could slot these badges into there. Right, so we've got this big red one. There you go. Did put the ignition lights on. That is so blooming cool. What do the other ones do? Right, nothing on that one. Start motor, come on. No, but maybe the ignition has to be on. For the start motor one to be on. Nothing. Is the start motor dead? Maybe. No other cables, is there? I could do with a little wiring diagram to see which wire does which. But if we've got ignition, that's all we need, because we can just jump the start motor if the start motor works. But yeah, we're getting nothing there at all. Fantastic progress so far. What I'm going to do now, though, because the start motor is under there somewhere, I'm going to jack the car up on all four corners, put it on axle stands. I'm going to get all the wheels off and chuck the wheels in the back of the truck, because then they're ready to go for later on. And that's going to allow the car to be a bit more higher than it is, me to get my fat head underneath and to find the start motor. If I can find the start motor, I can wire a switch to it and hopefully try and make it go. But again, I'm not sure. And I don't know how easy wiring a switch to it's going to be as well, because the battery's in the back of the car. But we're going to have to work something out. We'll see. We'll get the multimeter in there and we'll have a bit of a play. But ignition lights, I'll take. I don't know if it's sending power to anything. I don't know, but I will take those for now. Anyway, let me get it up in the air. Cue the music. All of the wheel nuts have come off without any fuss whatsoever, but this one is being a right bee steward. Just can't get them off, and because it's just so loose like that, I can't. My bar isn't working. Even when I try and crack them, it's just not working. We've not checked the brakes on this car. We've not checked the brake fluid, which I think is this little cherub here. It's dry. Well, there's a bit at the bottom there. There's a bit at the bottom there. Okay, maybe. What I was thinking of doing is just trying the brake pedal. And if I could try the brake pedal, and if something happens, I don't want to lock the brakes on, but I could ask Dickie if he could hold the brakes while I take that off if it works. The drum's all round. Much easier than disc brakes. Less seals to die. Let's have a go. 3 pedals, throttle. I can hear that moving the back. Right, I'm going to get in for this. Even though it's on axle stands, we're all going to die. Okay, clutch. Come on, baby. It's a cable clutch, and it seems to be working absolutely beautifully. Okay, come on. Oh dear, that didn't sound good, whatever it was. Sound like something locking on, maybe. I don't even think it's vacuum assisted on these, I don't think. But it definitely did click something then. Oh god, and now that brake's on. Oh, it's kind of come off again. Let's see if Dickie can press the brake and see if it holds. I just want to see, yeah, middle pedal. I just want to see if the brakes work so I can get this wheel off, because it's stuck and I can't be asked to. Oh my god, I think it does. Well, just keep it there. Let me try and crack these nuts, just because I don't want to strike it off the axle stand. Yes, 1, 2. Come on, Beetle. 3. Hey, that's all 4. Cheers, mate. Brakes work. What a turn up for the books. 1, 3, 4. I'll take these down to get tyres on part 1s tomorrow morning before I come here. From here, she does look a bit of a sorry sight, doesn't she, really? But I don't know. I've kind of got a good feeling about this car. I don't know why, but I really have. Now, let's just have a little gander at what sort of lies beneath with this thing. What I wouldn't mind doing as well is, if it turns out that it does run then I might get the pressure washer on this and really give it a good, can't see anything because of that sun, give it a good seeing to. You can see it's had a bit of a welding repair there in the past, maybe there, not sure, but all that's solid. Down here, that could definitely do with a little bit of seeing too. Not the best there. Nothing's too bad. Look at that brake line. Brake line's like new. It's really good. This is a car from down south. And even in the UK, cars being from the south or not, they do sometimes survive a bit better than cars from up here. What's that? Is that another fuel filter there? You see that? 2 fuel filters. But again, brake pipes look good. You can see the master cylinder there. Brake hose doesn't look bad. Yeah, that's a bit rough. Could do with a bit of love there, couldn't it? But again, you know, what are you doing? Just sort of could be worse. Could be worse. I don't know loads about Beetles, so if you're watching this and if you're a Beetle aficionado, is this a good one? Because I need to weigh up whether or not I'm going to put any more time into this, because I do want a Beetle. I want to have a Beetle. I want to own a Beetle for my collection of cars. Is this a good one? Is it worth me sort of spending the time and money, you know, repairing all that rear quarter and stuff there, doing a little bit of interior work, you know? Interesting. But yeah, brake pipes are pretty mint. All that front cross member and everything there, front chassis looks top. And that. I don't think that's gone through there, I don't know. Don't think it has. And then what about this mess at the back here? Brake pipe again, pretty decent. All up in there, nice. Down here, it's all bolt on, but yeah, a lot of that quarter panel might pop out. Maybe if you've got a dent master guy here to come and try and fix that, just because I don't want to paint it. Paint it, you lose everything. Maybe a dent master guy could come and work some magic on that, because you've got access to it through that rust hole. I'd prefer that than replacing it. So you've only got to do a bit of welding, isn't it? And that'd only be this that would be painted. But again, you know, could you completely straighten this out? Because I just love the paintwork. I'm a bit of a sucker for patina, as you can tell on all my cars. Anyway, right, let's get back in to try and make this thing run. So there should be a starter motor somewhere. Is it on this side or is it on the other side? Ah, that's it there. There she blows. I can see her. Pah! She's lurking behind that thing there. Ooh, something touched me inside. Yeah, can you see it there? Nice and easily accessed. Ooh. Oh yeah, I can see the wires there. Right, can I jump that? Let me give it a go. It's turning, but it doesn't want to turn the engine over. Why not? Right, I've got one of these machines, look. How does it work? Can I get it on there? Just, oh, just bent that one quite severely. This is about as much use as Anne Frank's drum kit, this thing. was like 15 quid from Sealy, and I'm just not having any, and I've just bent it immediately. Surely we can do better than this. Come on. The cable's not even long enough to do anything with anyway. Oh, yes! Oh my God. Maybe I take that back. Maybe it is more useful than the drum kit belonging to Anne Frank. Let's hear that one more time. Listen to that gorgeous, wonderful compression and everything. Oh God, this is amazing. Ignition on, and let's have a little look to see if we've got power going to the coil. If this thing runs, I'll go home tonight, I'll sit in front of the laptop, and I will spend money on this car. I'll spend real money on it, buying service stuff, just buying all sorts of crazy things. I will do that, I promise you. Quite a lot of connections going to the old coil there, which is interesting, isn't it? I wonder why. That is a solid 12 volts going to the coil. Shizer! Gramps might come back to life. Opa! Right, we can not use this for the moment. And that will give us access to absolutely nothing. No, it will give us access to the top of here where we can pour some petrol, but also, that's the end of the plug there. Why does that look so weird? Sparky spark. Oh, we got a spark at the points. Oh. Oh, if only you could see me now. I could probably do with a little bit of cleaning up that though. It's not doing exactly what I wanted it to do. Come on. Just shining my contact surfaces up in here because they are really bad. Really bad. And we need all the help we can at getting a decent spark out of this before I spend all of my money on very inexpensive service bits for a Beetle. Not expensive cars to maintain. A little bit of sandpaper. I'm just going to sand those points, put it back together. I'm going to get a jump. We'll have a look. Points are sanded and I got a spark. I've cleaned the distributor cap and the rotor arm and all that gubbins up, and I've phoned Smiths. And I've said, they're calling themselves Napa Auto Parts now, but out of process I'm going to continue to call them Smiths. I've said, can you get all of the service items for me? Plugs, leads, oil filter, all of the bits. Hopefully they can, and they'll be here tomorrow. But for now, I just want to see if this thing goes. Because if it does, I'll spend money on it. What am I doing with this? Oh yeah, let's take this fuel pipe off the top here. Oh, and we'll get this machine, and we'll use the power of gravity alone to try and put some fuel into this beautiful old Volkswagen. Oh, exciting. I wonder if it's going to run. I wonder if there's anything wrong with it. This petrol has been recycled through about 9 different cars, so it should be absolutely fine for this application, I'm sure. Let's give that a twist into the on position. Can I hear it filling up the bowl? No, but I can certainly see it leaking out there. How come? I thought I've tightened you up. How come? Don't leak. Don't be like that. Okay, what else is leaking? Oh, is that carb leaking? Is it leaking severely? I don't know. Anyway, let's pour some of this in there. If it sets on fire, it sets on fire. That's probably too much. Directly into the cylinders. I'm going to hydrolock it with fuel. I don't know what to do. Ignition's on. Let's press the button. Come on, you sweet old soul. Come back to life. Can see little puffs of smoke, I think. which might mean we are getting a spark, but we might be a bit low on compression. And I can see stuff coming from there. Can I reach the throttle and this at the same time? I have tried to start a few old Beetles in the past. And one thing I do know is they love a bit of cranking because they're a bit of a funny engine. Oh. Stinks of fuel. God, is it just pouring fuel in? There's definitely some compression there. If it won't go, all that fuel's gone. I don't think it's just filled the carb either. We've got a seal gone on the carb and it's just poured it straight out. Interesting, but if it has, at least it'll have sort of lubed everything up, but it does stink of fuel. Okay, if this doesn't work, we can... have we got a choke? Let's just put the choke on. Choke's this stepped thing here, automatic choke, I think. We can pull the plugs, but they're a little bit of a pain in the arse to pull, so I don't want to do it. I can almost hear it barking, I'm sure I can. Is that a bark? That sounds like a hit. Oh, let's just give that start motor a break for a moment. I'm going to pull a couple of spark plugs while I'm waiting for the start motor to cool down and we'll have a look at what they look like. Oh hi, we're nearly there. It's just like an 1/8 of a turn at a time on this backwood. And it was very, very stiff. Oh. But it is the last one to come out. And I mean, no wonder it's not ready. 4 spark plugs. Feast your eyes upon these. Our survey says, could be worse, but very black, very sad. Not been changed in 1,000 years. This one, very similar story, wet. Interesting. This one, some sort of rubber thing on it. Why is that on there? That's from my spark plug. Take off. Stuck. Okay. Yeah, again, rough. This one, rough. Not nice. I haven't got new ones of these now and I want to play with this car. So I'm going to clean these on this machine. I'm going to put them back in. I'm going to try it again. But what I might do first, maybe, shall I do that? Is just, because the cylinder's dirty, there's crap inside the cylinders in a big way. So I might hook the jump pack up, spray some stuff in there, just some like plus gas and a bit of brake cleaner and stuff, just to try and clear any crap out, just, you know, tidy them up a bit and try and blow it out of the spark plug holes. So I might do that before I put the spark plugs back in, swizz it round for a bit, and then we'll put the spark plugs back in and see if we can get it to fire. Spunk and no with. Gap's good, everything's nice on that. And I did check and we do have spark going down from the spark plug lead, which is good, isn't it? I've given it a bit of a clean out. I don't think there's much left in the battery, but we'll give it a go. Spark plugs are back in and they're all clean, so it should definitely start immediately first time now, shouldn't it? Okay. Oh, that was a bark. That was a bark. Come on, please, baby. Come on, I'll make you better. I'll give you anything you want in life. Oh, come on, anything you want. Come on, you old dog. Come on, anything you want. Yes, you beautiful thing. Oh, come on, fuel, fuel, petrol. Come on, you beautiful machine. Have all of this to drink, even every drop of this. She's alive, look at the smoke. Right, come on baby, fire up. Come on baby, you sounded so sweet, come on. Come on, you beautiful thing. Stay, go in. Do you want some choke? Have some choke, come on. That's too much, isn't it? Too much fuel. Oh, she's flooded. I can see the fuel pouring in there, which isn't ideal. I don't know why. Just needs to needle, bowl, everything, just got to come back to life. But she ran, okay? This old Beetle ran. No keys, no paperwork, but a good engine. And it sounded sweet, it wasn't clanging or banging or anything. Big service on this and it'd be absolutely superb. But I can see that it's just pouring in. Ah, stop. I'm gonna have to shut you down. Oh yeah. It's a lot of fuel in them cylinders. Let me get the boost pack. Keep going, keep going. It's a smoky old girl, there's a lot of stuff still in those cylinders. It's blowing it all out. Too much fuel going in. I need a video on my phone. I'm so pleased with this. What a result. She's an absolute diamond. Listen to her. No rattles, no clanging, no banging, nothing. Oh man alive. I'm so pleased. So pleased. She's rough looking, she's not in the best shape. Surely she deserves another chance. I really want to see if the gears work. Oh, right, clutch down. Does the throttle work? It does, it does. Right, first. I can feel something moving. Oh, come on. Are we locked on? It's a bit stiff, that one, but the other side's going. She'll take you to the south of France. Stick some tyres on. Oh, steering lock. Sort the steering lock out. I love Beetles, I love Volkswagens. I've never owned a classic Beetle, never have. I've always wanted one. And I like the look of this one. It needs some work. I'll try and get a bit of heat into her and just sort of clean everything up a bit, freshen everything up, try and sort of move all that horrible oil around, and then tomorrow we'll get a pan under there and we'll drain it all out. In fact, I might even do it overnight and just leave it draining overnight, try and get every bad bit out, and we can fill it up again tomorrow. Once we've got some heat into her. Doesn't sound at all like a bad engine either, does it? Oh, there she goes. Doesn't sound like a bad engine at all. Sounds like a good one. Wonder if it just fire up again now, but I don't know if I've emptied the bowl or something. Oh God, you beautiful old thing. All I've done is clean stuff, clean the points, clean the dizzy cap, clean the motor arm, clean the spark plugs, and she's running. Haven't spent a single penny on this car so far apart from getting it. Still owes me 1,250 quid, minus a little bit of fuel. Oh, mind you, that could be that pound we found. Tyres tomorrow, so I'd get it back on the deck. All the service bits will be here tomorrow. And while we're waiting for them to arrive, before I put all the stuff on, I'm going to get the jet wash out, and I'm just going to give all the underneath, while it's on axle stands, a proper jet wash, and all in the engine bay. Give it all a proper clean, just so we can see exactly what it is that we're looking at. I've got to order now. I've got to nip into the office and order a full ignition kit with keys, door, barrels, so it's all on one key. And then hopefully that'll be a day after tomorrow, and we can fit that and get the steering lock off. The steering lock's off. Got new tyres on it, we can take this thing for a spin, because I think the brakes work. Just listen to her. 16 years, and it just needed a bit of coaxing from stupidest YouTube mechanic. Oh, so pleased, so pleased. The way she just fires up and then immediately dies is so good. We'll spend the rest of this petrol just getting her warmed up. And we'll get some fresh fuel tomorrow. We'll see if we can pour it into the tank, see if that tank's serviceable. Bit too much fuel going in there, isn't there, I think? Right, I'm going to have a bit of a tidy up, sort some stuff out, and I'll see you in the morning. Are you naked? Are you cold? Well, I have the solution for you. I'm very excited to announce that we've now got like a core range of merch sorted. And what that means for you is that we're going to have stock, so you're not going to have to wait. I've done some massive orders, been working on this for a while in the background. T-shirts and hoodies and hats and all good stuff like that. Stickers, sticker books, everything. All very, very cool. And there's a couple of new things that we're doing. This new design, isn't it cool? It says Dirty Rascal, and there's a Dirty Rascal on the back. And then it says Dirty Rascal again on the front, but it's a clean Rascal. It's like this one here. How cool. I was really, really pleased. We've got a new guy that's just doing, a guy called Kyle is doing some designs for us. Got another very exciting one coming probably end of March, beginning of April. And yeah, just sort of, once these are gone, we're going to we're printing a load of them and then we're going to sell them. And then when they're sold out, they're sold out. So if you want one, get your hands on one, because this is the last ones that we'll be doing, you know. We're going to run them probably till the end of March or until we run out of stock. So it depends how many people want them. But the other stuff that is going to be continuously in is the T-shirts with a nice diamond logo, Starter Motor logo, and these hoodies that I think you'd agree look superb with the logos on as well, and the big start motor on the back and all that sort of cool stuff. So really pleased that we've got those, and they're all very good quality. I always like to do high quality stuff. I don't like cheap T-shirts and things and cheap hoodies, so we're doing the nice stuff, and they're not that expensive. I think T-shirts are 25, hoodies are 45 or something like that, so it's not crazy money, you know. Not ridiculous. And as an offer for the first sort of one of these that we're doing, we've had this T-shirt made. Now this T-shirt is a one of one. There is only one of these T-shirts, and it is an extra large, right? Because that's the one we tend to sell the most of, because everybody's like me on the channel. But this is one of one, this T-shirt. It's got a picture of the Dirty Rascal on the front, and what we're going to do is for everybody that places an order between now and the end of March, every single order that comes in is going to go into a hat, and we're going to pick a name out, and that could be your prize then, yeah? So there you go. I could be like doing like car vertical stuff and HelloFresh and things, but I'm not really into all that. I don't like that. So if I use it, like when we did the Rimmers one, if I use them, they're good, I'll tell you about them. If I don't use them, I'm not going to stand here and try and sell them to you. Don't really care about that. I'd rather sell you my own stuff, which I think is really good and I wear. So there you go. Thanks very much. Back to whatever it is that you're watching. Oh, hi, welcome back. It is even colder than it was yesterday, and an added bonus of the fact that it's raining. Superb. I went to the tyre place and nearly did a backflip. I got these 4 tyres here. They're all Continentals. They're all, you know, very, very good tread depth and stuff. But that was all he had, and they're very expensive. So the tyre spend alone was 160 quid. You want your sort of part ones to be coming in at 20 quid, don't you? Really, that's what you want, not 160. That's expensive. The part from Volkswagen, well, from Volkswagen Heritage, is on its way, and it might be here today because they said they can do it overnight, which is super cool, which is for the ignition. I've got the jet wash already. I've laid all the mats and stuff out over there, and I'm going to jet wash all those as well. And then we're going to have a little go in the interior. The Nilfisk is the same colour as the Beetle. In 2025, right, I want to try and do as many of these resurrections as I can. I'm always on the lookout for cars. So if you've got something that you think I would like to buy, then there's an email address in the video description. Send me some pictures of the car as it is now. I want it dirty and I want it to be laid up if it runs and it's got an MOT and it just needs a bit of welding or something, I don't want it. It needs to have been laid up for a significant amount of time, and then I will come and take it off your hands for loads of money. But doing all this and these cars is very, very expensive, and the channel is helped massively by the Patreoners. And what I like to do when there is a new car on the channel is display the new Patreoners' names on the side of the car. So every time a new car comes, the new guys that have joined up will go on the side of the car. And it's also very important to say a massive thank you to all of the patrons that have been here since day dot and have helped the channel sort of get to what it is now, because I'm very, very close. Sorry, I don't mean to point that at you. Very, very close to 100,000 subscribers, which is so cool. And it wouldn't really have been possible without all of the Patreoners. And there is something exciting coming up for 100,000 subscribers, right? But the Patreons are going to know about that first. And on the Patreon, you get loads of extra content, videos of me going to collect the cars, videos of me when they arrive and stuff. So they knew about this like a week ago. So all that good stuff, basically. But anyway, I'm going to jet wash this thing to within an inch of its life. I need to put the patio setting on this because it says gentle on that, and I don't want to be gentle. So yeah, cue the music. If you can hear the Hoover, I'm just giving the inside of the car a bit of a clean up. Ellie's doing it for me. And I just wanted to show you underneath here, now that we've given it all a pressure wash. I mean, obviously, apart from the bits that need a bit of work, that again, I mean, it's pretty solid down there. It doesn't, you know, it's not seen worse. But look at how nice everything is. It isn't bad. And it's like that all over, really. In here, again, it's just clean, it's tidy, it's nice. Definitely could be worse. Bit of a tuck there, but again, not crazy. Just giving the interior a bit of a sort of clean up. In the back there as much as we can, got rid of all the rubbish, clean the headline in a bit, put a Tasty Classic sticker on there, but the back's all nice, and the front has come up lovely, apart from these bits. But down there, look at it, some carpets and everything, really nice. I've got to get, this has arrived, which I'm very, very pleased with, so we need to get stuck into getting all of this off, steering wheel cover, all that bit down there, getting all that off there, so I can get to that ignition barrel and change it. I've also put everything back to spec, and I've got rid of a load of the wires that were behind there as well, so that's all nice, and yeah, it's just a bit more warmer and gooder in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the Beetle in the workshop overnight so it all dries out properly, because everything's a little bit damp inside, but it's just looking dead smart. I'm dead pleased with it. It looks really nice. Yeah, this back window is a bit stinking, but we've done as best as we can. Tasty Classic stickers on there, and I'm going to put a load of other Tasty Classic stickers on there before the end. Got a nice air freshener in it and stuff as well. BMW screwdriver. Let's see how far I can get with this. I think this is just, yes, on a couple of clips. Oh. And you pull it, same as Aled's Polo, and try not to snap any of them. Oh, nice Wolfsburg steering wheel, and then rotate and pull out. Unclip little horn module. Is that a horn? Yes, cool. Oh, nice. I need a big socket for that thing there. What size do we think we are? 24? Oh, God, so good. Should do this for a job. Really pleased with how this car's progressing so far. I hope just changing this is the extent of the electrical we'll have to do, because I had enough electrical doing that Triumph. Now, is this steering wheel going to come off? It says USA on it. Also, it's worth remembering, let me just in case the tracking is perfect as it is, I'll just take a shot at the sort of angle. So if I line it up with the top of the Speedo, line on the Speedo, now I've got a shot of exactly how the steering wheel was angle-wise, so I can make sure it goes back on just like that. Now, there's 4 of these little flatheads, so I've sort of loosened that. I don't know if I had to do it, but I think I had to. I've pulled it out a bit to get it away from this metal tab. I don't know if I've got to take it all the way off, but I've got to get that metal tab out of there. Everything I've seen online says you should do this with the key in. Oh yeah, the metal tab's behind this thing here, so I'm going to have to get this out. And obviously I've not got the key. So, good luck with that. This is the new one to go in, and can you see this, like, black metal thing here? That's just a spring, and that's the only clip that's holding that in, so that will have that somewhere. Annoyingly, I thought there was a hole down there. Maybe it's on the other side, that you sent something through to push that clip in, but there's no hole there, so I need to do a little bit more investigation. Right. Nothing's working, and yeah, this is annoying. So all of the stuff online is weirdly from Americans, right? And they're changing the ignition barrel, and they've all got a hole in this bit here, right? I haven't got that. My UK car here does not have a hole in the side, and what they've been doing is putting a pick down the hole, pushing the spring in, and they can take the ignition barrel out. I do not have that hole. There is no hole anywhere in any of these. I've had the torch in there. I don't know if you can see, but there is dim hole. So what I've done is I just started chipping away at this little thing here, this little area, because the only stuff on forums that I've seen in the UK is Clever Clogs is going, put your key in, and then you should just be able to pull the barrel out. Turn it to position 1 and you can pull the barrel out. These are the keys I got with the new one. But yeah, great. I mean, the only issue with that being is I haven't got the key. So what am I going to do? So I'm trying to sort of get something down there maybe. But there's no space, there's no gap there. So I really don't know what I'm going to do. Let's try, I mean, that cap's solid, but I don't know, can I cut it off, saw it off or something, just to sort of get something down there. I don't really want to have to cut anything out of this, but I can kind of see where that's going really, but I'm just going to keep playing with it. There's nothing around the edges, there's no up top here, it's all completely solid. No holes around here, there's just no holes in this thing. My only other thing I can think of is to sort of guess where that would be and drill a hole, but I think it's going to be directly there, pretty much. And, you know, drilling a hole there is not particularly easy. How's your day going? Good? Everything okay? How are the kids? How's the wife? I'm going to spend, again, the rest of my life messing about with this. Trying to get this out. It's got to come out. It has to come out. I need keys, and I've got to do the door handles as well, because the door handles have arrived. So I'll just crack on and hope there's a breakthrough. Hope it fixes itself. That was totally easy. If you can tell by the blood drops and the plaster on my finger, all I had to do really was to almost cut my finger off, drill a massive hole through the side of it there, and it just came out. I just drilled into where I thought the clip was, and just drilled straight through the clip, and then it came out. Now, I'm hoping that this one is still going to hold itself in, because I've not got rid of like the lip or anything there. There's a specific way this goes round. I don't know what that way is, but it does. That's your steering lock there. So we're sort of aiming for this cog to pull that steering lock out of the way. I've just noticed there's actually a little keyway on that side there, which lines up with that, so that's happy days. I wonder if it'll hold. I mean, that feels like an ignition. This is a mirror on a stick, extendable, with a little light on it. And yeah, for putting plugs in the back of things, I don't know if you can sort of get an idea there of how handy that actually is. You need to get yourself one of these for your workshop, because I've used it so many times. Anyway, look what I did. Ignition and starter. Happy days. Buzzing with that. Dead cool. I'm just going to put all that back together, hoover up all that, wipe my blood up, get rid of all the tools, and then I'm going to do, well, I'm not going to get rid of the tools yet. I'll do the doors. I'm going to do the door locks as well, because I might as well while I'm doing it, and at least I can lock the car and make it secure. One more thing though, now that we can try, I've just plugged those cables in down there, and now that we have ignition, do we have... Oh my good lord, we have wipers. It's a Volkswagen, of course we have wipers. I mean, they could do with new blades, and they are the slowest wipers in the world, but I'm sure they get faster with time. They're getting faster now, look, they're practically flying. No washer jet though. How does the washer jet work on this? Anyway, that's all cool. What about indicators? I think we've got a bulb out, but I'll take that other way. Oh yes! Volkswagens are great, genuinely ready for its MOT. Superb. Forgot to test that. Where's the horn? I can hear something. The horn wants to go. The horn wants to go. I think the electric's there. I think the horn's just a bit sad, or it needs more power. Do I want to do this? Okay, hold your breath. Oh my god, it's C is solid. Oh, goes the other way. Okay, we found something that definitely doesn't work. I don't know what they do. Oh yeah, it's moving something in there. Okay, we've got no blowers. Can't have everything, can we? We're all built back up. Oh, where's the headlights on? Have I broken something? Anyway, oh yes, steering lock is off. That's what we're looking for. Unfortunately though, every time I do turn the wheel, the lights come on. So I've obviously broken something. So allow me to just try and figure that out. Okay. We could just leave it like that, couldn't we? Everybody thinks we're flashing them when we go around corners. It's fine. It's fine. Take me 2 minutes. Just take it all off again and redo it. Put it all back together. At least it's not raining anymore. The ease with which you change these door handles is pretty phenomenal. So that's now all working. And it locks and unlocks. I'll show you how easy it is on the other side. Behind here, somewhere, is a screw that's sort of a little bit angled. And if you're strong, oh, that one was pretty loose. You can just go into that screw there. Can you see it? And then just let it drop down there like that. And then this machine just comes off. Does it actually get any simpler? Take your little gasket jobs off. Still in pretty good condition. Get your gaskets back on. The right way round would help. Oh, lovely. Thread it through into position. Make sure the gaskets are in the right place. That looks lovely. We'll do that then. And then fish the screw out that you just let drop in there. Line it up roughly with where the screw hole is. And then you should feel it bite. And then that'll pull it all tight. Don't even have to take the door cards off. This is incredible. Door seal back in place, I suppose. This door is so stiff. I hope this goes less stiff. And then now, she locks. This is a secure Beetle. I've got to take this blue bit off. I didn't buy a lock for the bonnet. Is it called a bonnet? If it's in the back, I don't know. I didn't buy a lock for that because I completely forgot when I ordered it. I'm still like, I'm loving how this car's going together. I really am. We're dangerously close to driving this thing now. I've just got to put that wheel on and take off the axle stands and then put some, well, we'll try and get some fuel in the tank and stuff. But I'm just loving how this thing is coming together. I really am. Yeah, what a cool car. And I'm pretty much 100% sure that I want to keep it. I do want to keep it. I definitely want to keep it. I think it's just going to be a case of I've applied for the logbook, and that's going to take maybe 6 weeks, 2 months, something like that. So I'll just park it in the corner, and when the weather's a bit warmer, maybe we could do another episode on it, tidy it up a bit. If anybody knows anyone who is a PDR specialist, paintless dent removal specialist, and ideally trained at Hogwarts, because they might need a magic wand, but if they can do anything, I'll pay whatever it takes just to get this out and this roughly straight, just a bit of good old-fashioned, you know, metal manipulation. I would love to not have to paint this car and just polish it up and just keep it as it is, because I think it's super nice. Put some new chrome bits on it, bumper and stuff, hubcaps, paint the wheels. I think it'll be so nice with the patina that it's got. So if anybody knows a good PDR person, maybe ask them to sort of watch this video, give them the timestamp of wherever this is and say, is that something you could do? And if they can do it and they're local to Cheshire, I would like that. I would like to meet them. She's like a new penny. And I think that automatic choke actually works as well, which is weird, isn't it? Anyway, we need to do something. In here is where petrol lives. Now, we've not tried to... Oh, thank God for that. We've not tried to put any fuel in this car yet. So I'm going to do this quickly now, and then we're going to run over there and we're going to see if there's petrol pumping. Ugh. Let's do it now. Oh, shit. Oh, that didn't take 2 seconds, did it? Oh my God. Petrol started flying out of there then. Oh, my nice clean engine bay, now covered in gunk. That took like 2 seconds for petrol to go from there to the back. That's insane. I can get rid of that fuel can. Let me reconnect that supply, and we'll see if it runs off its tank. God, buzzing that fuel pump worked. I'm fairly sure that's not supposed to be doing that. Everything's just too good to be true, isn't it? All the time. Right, let me get a pan for that. Good news, all is not lost. God may be smiling upon us. The second fuel filter that was there, either the pipe going to it or something is leaking badly. So I need to replace that. Easier said than done, potentially. I can see it's wet all the way up at but that might just be the water from the thing. Pressure washing. Now, ideally I need to get that fitting out of the tank, but it's just going to pour everywhere if I do that. There's 2 cans of fuel in that. Bit of a pain. I'm just going to try and take it off there. I can almost guarantee a steady stream of petrol down my arm though. Okay. Let's try and get that light in there properly. Oh my god, it's pouring out. Oh, good lord. Oh, the petrol does burn when it's this cold. And petrol's making it colder. Oh, that's lovely. That's really nice. No. That's what was left underneath the front of the Beetle. Absolutely toast. So I'm going to bin all that off, roughly measure it, and I'm just going to put a pipe on. We don't need another filter there, so straight pipe. Oh, that was like trying to thread the eye of a needle through a letterbox. Not good. I've just put a little bit of fuel in, and it seems to be nice and holding. So we'll pour all this in again while I'm watching, actually. Let's make sure that we're not leaking. My initial thoughts when it started leaking then was someone had like drilled holes through the tank or something. It looked like it was coming out of a hole, but that was in the bottom of the car and the chassis. Hole that was meant to be there. Not like a rust hole or anything. But thankfully it's sort of like, oh, don't break that. Oh, okay. What were we doing? Oh yeah, we were seeing if it ran. And then we put the wheels on and get it off axle stands. So far, no leaks, and you know, she's running like a Swiss watch, really. Look at that for steering. Oh my god, we are potentially going to be driving this thing in a moment. Right, I'm just going to leave that running. I'm going to put another can of fuel in it because there's not much fuel in there now. Put the wheels on, take it off axle stands. Come on, Grandpa. You've come a long way in a couple of days. Well, is she going to move? We don't know what the clutch is like. We don't know what the brakes are like, really. Whoa. Is that as far as I can go back? Okay. Didn't check if the handbrake worked. Oh, come on! Did you see the brakes then? Watch this. I need to work out whereabouts the pedals are because they're quite close together, but my baby runs and drives, and she's on the key, and she's on her own fuel tank. Superb. And all we've done is put tyres on it so far and a couple of cans of fuel, not put any of the service parts on. Oh yeah, and the ignition. Right, I need to tidy a load of stuff up in there, and I want to back this thing in, and I want to fit all of the service items. I want to give this thing a proper service, change the oil, just get everything look, you know, back to sort of standard. I want to put all the pipes back on, the air cleaner, all that sort of stuff. And then, probably in the morning now, because it's quite late and it'll be dark by the time I've finished doing that, we're going to take her for a spin. It's annoying. I've just gone to start it and there's absolutely nothing on the key. What's going on? That was easier than I thought it'd be. Why not on the key though? We'll get inside and we'll worry about that later. I don't know what's happened to that ignition switch. It was working fine, and then it wasn't. What I'm going to do though is completely ignore it for the moment, do a little bit of research tonight to see how the starter solenoid is sort of powered on these things, because I don't know. And then we'll worry about it once I've done a bit more research. Anyway, did the brake lights work, by the way? It's so nice to see Grandad inside, isn't it? Not really looked at it properly with all of its tyres on and stuff. The front end, the bumper's a little bit skew-iff, isn't it? Yeah, definitely needs a set of side steps or whatever. That area is problematic, but it's fine. Everything seems to be working. The wheel's all straight and stuff. I don't know what it's going to be like motoring. God, it looks fantastic, doesn't it? It looks really, really good. So pleased. I've got all of this to get stuck back into, to get all reinstated in the engine bay. Got new ignition lead sets, dizzy cap, rotor arm points, spark plugs. Got the whole shebang. It's going to be nice. Total cost, £119.36 for all of the service parts. 160 quid of tyres, 119 quid of service bits, and then the lock set. Still not sorted the lock thing out for that, but who cares? I don't know what sort of... I don't think it's the start motor, because it works when you jump it. If I can fix that other problem, I can't see it being the key either, because that's not what we changed. It's the bit at the back. I don't know what's wrong with that. I'm going to have a little look. But so far, I mean, if that's it, and then the rest of it is just making it shiny and nice, bit of dent work, maybe a new back bumper, that's not bad. Nearly sort of 1,500 quid maybe, so far. Leaves you plenty of money to spend on it, doesn't it? Tidy. Right, I'm going to get the tunes on, get stuck into this. It's just basic service stuff that we've done a million times before, so I'm going to get all that boxed off. Everything is hunky-dory in here. We're all changed, and I've not tested it yet because I was just about to do the oil. Put all the pipes and stuff, air filter and everything back on. It's looking superb. However, have you ever tried to change the oil on a Volkswagen Beetle? Because I haven't. And it's nuts. So I was under here looking for a drain plug, but instead what you have is this, which is 6 nuts and this plate, and inside there is a like a sieve, if you like, and it just sort of stops all the crap going. I don't know what it does, right? But either way, it's a ball ache. Everything's so well engineered on this car. Why did they have to do that? Because I can't change oil now. I haven't got any new gaskets. Can you see that there? Oh, my phone. Can you see that there? That's what I need. I need those gaskets. I want to drive this thing tomorrow, so I really do not want to pull that off and have it not sealed and drip oil everywhere, because at the moment it's sealed. So I'm going to order that off eBay, chuck it in the car, and then if I do an episode 2 on this, I'll change the oil then. Really annoying that's frustrating. But at least I don't have to change oil. Anyway, I'm going to top it up. The oil that's in it isn't really that bad. I mean, it's, you know, it is what it is. It's just oil, isn't it? But everything else is done. Just that starter thing to worry about now. I haven't had a little look into it, and I think it's maybe the key thing. Can't be the key thing, can't be. Ignition switch at the back, I don't know. I need to have a look into it. Gluten Morgan, you dutty bumberclots. Grandpa has been awoken this morning with some good wiring. Check this out. Doesn't work on the key, but what I like to do is think of that as a safety feature. I know I'm telling probably, 100,000 people, but it's a safety feature. You can only start, so it's difficult to steal. But that now works, and it sounds sweet as a nut after my service yesterday. You could quite literally drive her to the south of France. So I tried this little spot this morning, just by hand, not with the machine, just by hand. And, well, looks a lot shinier, doesn't it? So my assistant, Ellie, is on her way in, and we're going to give the whole car a little polish, just by hand, just to see what it sort of comes up like and see what it looks like. I might put a tie wrap around that to stop it flying out. Okay, everything else is pretty much done, though. I spent so much of last night just like, you get carried away when you get a car like this. You just sort of like, oh, wonder what wheels are available. Oh, what would it be like to, you know, how much can I lower it and stuff. There's so many great parts out there for this car, right? You can, there's a kit that you can buy, I think it's from Volkswagen Heritage again, that you can lower the car from 35 to 75 mil for 200 quid. Well good. 75 mil is probably that, you know, so brilliant, happy days. There's definitely going to be a part 2 on this car. It is pretty solid. I've been underneath it again this morning. It's nice, just doing that thing. I like it. People often do worry about all these, like, you know, bits down here, the heater shells and stuff. It's proper solid. Underneath again, it's nice. I mean, look at that there. How clean is all that? I mean, look at those bits. It's super, super good. So I am keen to do some more stuff to this car. Probably when it gets towards the summer, partly because I want to make sure I get the logbook and everything's okay there before I start spending any proper money on it. And also, in other good news as well, not that you probably care, but it is, I think, 12.5 degrees right now. The difference that makes, it's astronomical. It's like, if you work on cars yourself, picking up your tools and stuff when it's like 1 degrees, which was the last 3 days, has just been Baltic. Your hands go, you can't feel anything, you can't feel your nose, your face, and you're trying to do stuff and film and things. It is so, so, so hard. But now it's warm and nice, which is great, and hope it stays like that. I just checked the indicators, and we had a bulb out, and it turns out that it's this one, which is either a bulb out or another problem. But I'm hoping it's a bulb out. Bulb looks in absolutely perfect condition. No side repeaters on these things, is there? No. Did it just need a wiggle, maybe? Yes, it did. It's worth mentioning as well that a lot of the stuff does work on this car, and the underneath is pretty solid. And it is just a big case for parking things on, like, concrete or tarmac, or, you know, just a solid surface, not mud, not field, not grass. Anything that grows underneath this brings water with it, and it will infect the bottom of your car and it will destroy it. So if you've got a classic car that's parked outside, or any car that's parked outside, and it's on grass or it's in your garden or whatever, just get some paving slabs, get anything, put a sheet down, do anything you can, loads of gravel just to help water drain away, anything you can to make underneath of the car last that little bit longer, because it really does work. And this thing now, you know, it's properly saved from the scrap heap, this thing, you know. More astronomical spend on the car, £7.80. Oh, so expensive. Look at the tiny little wiper. It fell to pieces. Don't forget as well, there are some people out there that will pay Halfords to do that. And look how quick that was to do. What's next? I'm going to affix lots of stickers to this car now, because the back windscreen is pretty wrecked. So this will make it a little bit more wrecked. These stickers are all available on the shop, on the website. You can buy them if you like. They are all on the outside stickers, because inside stickers are quite difficult to make, sort of window cling ones. So these are all like stickers that go on the outside, but they're all very hard wearing, all very good. Last at least 6 weeks. Last until the logbook arrives. Very nice. It's coming together in here, isn't it? A couple of these things I saw last night. Again, cheap as chips, you can get all of that stuff. All the little plastic bits. Saw a mirror on eBay that was like 15 quid. It's great, isn't it? These quarter light things as well, I can't work out how they actually work. Something's happening there, but I just can't figure it out. I don't know what it's supposed to be doing, so we'll leave it. I'm tempted to have a quick little go at making that better as well. Quick fix involving some washers, and now that is as secure as it's going to get, but, you know, it's on. Pretty pleased with that. Just, you know, be fairly delicate with it. It's time now, before we go for a spin, to make this thing look a little bit more like it's supposed to be on the roads, which I'm going to do now. Madness said it best in 1982 when they sang, "I like driving in my car." And you know what? I do. I like driving in my car. I like driving my Beetle. Now, the legalities of going out on the road now, it's tax and MOT exempt, and I've HPI'd it to make sure it's not stolen or anything like that. The brakes are all good, all the lights work, everything's nice on the car. So it's pretty legal up to a certain point, which I think I could potentially have a discussion with anybody that pulls me over about. And that legality is the tax situation. Because even though it's tax exempt, you do have to tax a car. You can't just drive it without tax. So usually I would, with the logbook, just tax it. Even though it's zero cost, you still have to tax it. I haven't got a logbook, so maybe it's a discussion. But what I do know is that we're about to take this thing on the road for the first time in 16 years. And I think she's up for it. Third gear. We're motoring along. I've got somewhere in the region of 34 horsepower, I think. That's what I've just Googled. It says I should have about 34 horsepower. Excuse the clanging of the tripod. And it does feel like I might have 34 horsepower, but I'm in my Beetle and I'm on the road. Steering wheel straight. The lorry nearly blew me over. Wipers working. Oh yeah. What can you smell? I can smell something. Is it burning? Something burning? What's burning? I don't know, it's fine, it's fine. Oh yes, this is the life. It's not rattling or anything. That rattling noise you can hear is probably this tripod here, but it's fine. It seems absolutely fine. Speedo doesn't work, I've just noticed. Don't have a speedometer. I don't have a fuel gauge either. But first stop is going to be the petrol station. We're going to put some fuel in, and then there's somewhere I want to take us. Come on, baby. We're motoring, like, there's no doubt about that. We are definitely driving this car on the road. I don't know if the brakes are a little bit sticky or something. Let me try and dip the clutch. We're rolling. Oh, we're rolling quite nicely. Or are we just lacking in power? Shouldn't be though, we're just giving her a big service, you know. Brakes are good, considering it's drums all round. But it's got 34 horsepower. They're not fast cars anyway, come on, who am I kidding? Just checking all the wheels and stuff, and everything's cold. Nothing's stuck on. Nothing's seized up. It's all fine. Gonna treat it to some 99. It's his first time on the road in 16 years, so it's a discovery. But she seems to be all right so far. Good. I know not why, but she is now running. Oh, she's now on the key again. What have I done? Is she fixing herself? I think she might be. There's a giant puddle here. I'm not massively confident about driving through it. I'm sure it'd be fine, but let's just try and skirt around the edge. I feel as though I'm a little bit down on power, like I'm only running on 3 or something. I don't know why. I don't know if one of the leads has come off or something, but definitely a bit. The handbrake works really well as well. Can't believe all the brakes work with 0 input. I've not done anything to them apart from press them. I've not even checked the fluid. I did check the fluid, but I think we are going to have to stop and find out what's wrong with this engine. Yeah, that's my sort of foot to the floor, really. We could be going faster, and we're not. Everything else seems to be working though. Could just do with, I think it had 34 horsepower and I think it's now got 4. Not a lot to this to go wrong really, so hopefully something I can sort. I did make sure I didn't bring any tools whatsoever with me, but we haven't got too far to go. We're going to the ice cream factory, or the ice cream farm. Because whenever I go, usually back from like a 6-hour or an 8-hour drive with something on the trailer, I like to pull up there, treat myself to an ice cream and just have a look at what I've bought on the trailer. And I think it'd be a nice place, because the sun's out, to take my cool Beetle. because it's the first day really that the sun's been out and it's been warm in months. So treat yourselves, you know. Just had to pull up on the side of the road because she's just running so badly and I just don't know why. Something is going on. It's like we are just missing. Oh, well, that's not going to help, is it? For God's sake, what's happened there? Right, I don't know why that's come off. It's a brand new HT lead. Oh, and that one at the back there as well. Ah, Christ. It's hard to touch them when they're... Why is it doing this to me now? Why are the HT leads just popping off? I should have left the ones that were on it. Have I not put them in properly or something? Is there a special way of doing it on Beetles? It should just be on now. Attached. Shouldn't have to. Maybe the rubber thing's supposed to be on the inside. Rubber thing there is like a little shroud to stop crap going into it, but maybe it's supposed to be on the inside to hold them in place or something. Right, I've pushed the little rubber things inside. I don't think they're supposed to be on the inside. I'm sure they're supposed to be on the outside, but fingers crossed that's going to work now. And we cannot block this really busy road anymore. She started on the key again, and the engine is back to all four. I just hope it stays like this, because I've not brought anything with me. I wouldn't even know how to stop them falling off anyway. Oh my God. It's comparatively like a Formula 1 car now. Oh my God, we're so fast. I don't know how fast we're going, but it might be 80, 90, 100, something like that. So fast. Right, got to try and remember the directions now. Oh, this is so much better. I can't believe how well the brakes work, considering it's drums all round as well. One thing that is probably worth mentioning as well, doing this, you know when you see people in America driving old cars that haven't been on the road in decades, like this one, or a decade and a half, and they sort of like, they're in these big wide open roads in America and there's not another car for miles, and it just seems so easy for them to do it, and you know they've got all the parts places on every corner. The problem we've got here is there's so many other people on the roads, there's so much other traffic. Oh, look at the sun visor, yes please. So much other traffic on the road and so many other people, and I don't know what it is about other drivers, but we're all in such a massive hurry all the time, and everybody's so desperate to get where they're going, and on little roads like this they go so fast, and it's really dangerous. And I often see people and I think, well, you know, slow down, chill out. They don't know what's in front of them, they don't know what's happening to the car in front of them, and everybody's just, you know, slamming on brakes, and it's just, everybody needs to just relax and just sort of, you know, take a breath. It's too much to be going as fast as they are. Especially when you've got little old me on the road in my, you know, what is it, 40 odd year old Beetle. It's too much. I got a bit discombobulated with it not running properly, and I got lost. So we'll have to go back the other way, but at least look at the power. I went the wrong way. Thankfully, I've got Ellie as a bit of a camera car to help me. Just for when this thing inevitably dies as well. It's not going to die, it's fine. And Ellie actually leaves at the end of this month, the end of February, so I thought I would treat her to a little ice cream before she goes, you know. I don't know if you can tell how steep this hill is as well, but it's so incredibly steep. You'd struggle to even walk up here, and yet this Beetle is just taking it in its stride. It's no problem for it whatsoever, it's fine. Look at it, it doesn't care, it's happy. This is truly what I love about the job that I do. Don't often get to sort of go out in the cars at the end because they either need a bit more work or whatever, but I'm trying to do it more often where I do get to go out in the cars at the end. And this is just great fun. She is loving it. 16 years laid up, not turning a wheel, and here she is, taking me to get some ice cream. What a thing. It would appear as though we have arrived at Snugbury's ice cream farm. It's great here, and this car is brilliant. It's so good. It just, you could easily take this to the south of France, easily. I've just had a chocolate brownie ice cream, and Ellie had a raspberry ripple. She was going to get vanilla, but I talked her out of it because getting vanilla is a bit vanilla. So, I mean, I'm just on my way back to the workshop. What else is there to say? I mean, it's just such a wicked car. I can tell why there were so many spliffs in this car from the previous owner, and I think the reason being is that it's just so chilled, man. This is the most laid-back car I've done for a very long time. It is so chilled. It just kicks it. It loves it. It's not fast. It doesn't want to be fast. It's not meant to be fast. People put Porsche engines in these things, and I think that's crazy, because it does handle, well, handles like a jelly on a plate. But, you know, leaving it as it is, engine-wise, because the engine's sweet as a nut, but doing some modifications to it, I think would be good. And I'm going to get back to the workshop, and I'm going to tell you about what I want to do to this car, what my plans are for episode 2 of the Beetle, as soon as that logbook arrives. I'm just sat in a little bit of traffic now on the way back. Can anyone tell me what these do? So the seat belts are really weird on Beetles. They sort of just loop round and you press that. But what's this lever for there? What does that do? What is it? What is it? I can't see it doing anything. Can't feel it doing anything. What is it? If you could let me know in the comments, that'd be very helpful. I'm not sure. So we're back, and that's it. What do you think of her? Doesn't she look sweet? Doesn't she look nice? Gorgeous little Beetle. I'm just so pleased with it. I couldn't be any more pleased. Well, maybe if the rear quarter wasn't all smashed in. And I've had some thoughts on that. Because we buffed the car, we only did a very quick job of sort of buffing it. I just wanted to see what the paintwork came up like. Now, what I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to get a new arch for the back. I'm going to get a brand new arch for the back because they're not expensive at all. I think they're only about 100 quid for a brand new wheel arch. So I'm going to get that and I'm going to paint it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find a dent guy that can come out and just pull this quarter panel out, because I'm sure that's easy enough to do. Surely, maybe, possibly, hopefully, probably not. But if he can get that out, I'll put a brand new arch on it and then I'll paint that arch and that'll all be fine. And while I'm there with the paint, I can do the running board bits underneath on this side as well. And I'm going to try and get the dent guy to take some of these big ones out of this wheel arch there as well. Or I might even get 2 wheel arches and paint those. But what I'm saying is I'm going to put some time and some money into this lovely little Volkswagen Beetle because it seriously deserves it. But that's not all I want to do to this car. The wheels and tyres are nice, so I don't know what I'm going to do with those. I think maybe I could just paint them white and leave the wheels because the tyres are expensive and stuff, so I'm not sure. I want to drop the car down. For 200 quid you can drop it 75 mil, so I'm going to do that. Maybe keep those wheels the same, or I might buy some new wheels, much wider ones, some sort of banded steely type wheels, and put those on. I think that'll look the business, with some nice shiny chrome running boards. I'm going to try and get all this off as well, but maybe a little bit of paint over that, but I mean, it's a little bit unsightly, isn't it? So we'll try and remove some of that. And aside from that, it'll just be tunes. It'll be a few jobs left on the car, like maybe getting the blower fan to work and replacing the mirror, doing a couple of little odds and sods, that lock on the back, just doing a few little bits. But I'm really looking forward to that. I'm not going to do anything to it anytime soon because I've got a few other, in number 17 there, I've got a few other sort of episode 2s to do. The Cortina's going to come first before I get stuck into this, but I need to wait for the logbook anyway, so it'll be a little while, you know. This is definitely the better side, isn't it? This is the nicer side of Opa. The Grandad. Good old Beetle. Really, really pleased. Oh, and on that big hole in the interior, cut the arse out of some jeans and put like a pocket over that, just one pocket, just cover it, because I think the car's blue and it'll look nice. Put some padding in there and just sew a bit of a jeans pocket over that, because that'll save me loads of time and money, which I'd rather spend on nice shiny wheels and things. But I'm so pleased with how it ran. The engine was perfect. Little 30 foot apart from obviously the HT leads popping out, but I don't think I'd put them on properly, to be honest. Never done it before. Weird little fittings on those. There's holes that they go through first and you get the idea. But yeah, mechanically, just pretty sweet, you know. Mechanically pretty good. The engine's just superb, just buzzing away on the way back. Need to do the oil change and stuff, which we'll do in another episode of this, in the next episode of it. Fuel tank works, all the lights work, everything's superb. Really, really pleased with it. And I've wanted a Beetle for ages. I've wanted a Beetle for so long. I really, really have. And I've got one now, and I've scratched that itch. I mean, I've got 2. There's another one behind you there. But there we are. From sat for, God, ages, 16 years, just parked up on in some yard down south, to back on the road again, taking me to get some ice cream. So happy with it. So happy with it. And listen, thanks very much for watching. Really enjoyed it. And I'll see you again, I don't know, next week, maybe a little bit longer, because I'm on TR7 too. And it's not as straightforward as it might have seemed in TR7 1. But we're getting there with it. And I'll see you for the next, and there's a bit of a road trip in that one as well. So I'll see you for that very soon. Bye. oh my God, what are you going to do with the rest of your night? It just, well, it could be so boring, couldn't it? But, well, I've got a solution for you. Me and my friend WYNNE, who is an ex-RAF pilot, he did search and rescue in helicopters, and he did fast jets, which is very, very interesting. We sit in a pub and we just tend to talk rubbish, and sometimes I've been told it can be quite funny. If you want to watch that, it's called the Wheels and Wings podcast, and the link is in the description of this video. So if you fancy just sitting there and having a bit of background noise, or do your ironing, wash the dishes, put a bit of Wheels and Wings on, and yeah, the link is up there, click on it. And we're also on Spotify, but it's better on YouTube because you can see us in the pub drinking. We've just got ourselves drinks. I've got a cider because it's good to start with a cider just to get your sugars right up.
Oh yeah.
After the booze from last night.
Yeah. I've got a Guinness because it's food.
That is a food drink. This is, the ashtray's pretty cool. A year to remember. It certainly was.
It's getting to the point where you can only just...
Yeah, we can only just remember. Right, let's put the camera down and get stuck into this, yeah?